This is Radio Taiwan International. Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Michelle Chang, coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Friday, April 24th. Scholars say the Taiwan president's Eswatini trip delay highlights China's diplomatic coercion. Police have apprehended the suspect allegedly involved in the Taipei bank robbery. And two transnational alliances of female legislators have been established to focus on gender equality issues. But first, today's top story. President Lai Ching-te's plan to visit diplomatic ally Eswatini has been postponed after 3 African island nations revoked overflight permissions for his chartered plane. U.S. scholars commented on the matter this Thursday, emphasizing the conditional nature of China's diplomacy. Lai had originally planned to depart on the 22nd for Eswatini, but the Seychelles, Mauritius, and Madagascar suddenly revoked overflight permits, forcing the trip to be delayed. China's use of economic coercion to pressure third countries and obstruct Taiwan's head of state has drawn international attention. Bonnie Glaser, managing director of the German Marshall Fund's Indo-Pacific program, stated in an email response that this should be taken as a global warning that, quote, China's friendship and generosity come with strings attached, end quote. She said Taiwan should focus on areas where it can be effective and strive to be a reliable partner, and added that when Lai has the opportunity to visit another ally, Washington should follow precedent and arrange a U.S. transit stop. Non-resident senior fellow at the Brookings Institution and former chairman of the American Institute in Taiwan, or AIT, Richard C. Bush, said that this has clearly been part of China's coercive campaign since 2016, when the DPP came to power, and that interfering in Taiwan's diplomacy is high on Beijing's agenda. However, Bush noted that fortunately, Taiwanese officials can travel to the United States without needing overflight approval from most other countries. Possibly only Japan's permission would be required, but Tokyo is less likely to capitulate to China. Meanwhile, the advocacy group Formosan Association for Public Affairs issued a statement on Thursday saying that 33 overseas Taiwanese organizations strongly condemn Beijing's manipulation of third countries' overflight permissions as a tool to bully Taiwan. Since taking office, the president has visited Pacific allies, including the Marshall Islands, Tuvalu, and Palau, transiting through Hawaii and Guam in the United States. On Friday, April 24th, police apprehended a suspect after it reported robbery involving a hostage at a CTBC bank branch on Zhongshan East Road in Taipei. Taipei City Mayor Zhang Wanan spoke to the public in a press release, confirming that officers subdued the suspect within 15 minutes of the report being filed and no one was injured. He urged citizens to remain calm while the police department completes its investigation. The attempted bank robbery occurred this afternoon on Section 4 of Zhongshan East Road in Da'an District, Taipei City. A man allegedly held up the bank at gunpoint, engaging in a standoff with staff and police. Zhang said he instructed the police department to ensure the safety of bank staff and citizens as quickly as possible, and that the safety of citizens is the city government's top priority. While bank robberies are rare in Taiwan, significant past cases include the raincoat robber, who stole over 40 million NT dollars or $1.27 million US dollars over 3 heists between 2005 and 2012. And the 2016 first commercial bank ATM malware heist, which involved over 83 million NT dollars or $2.63 million US dollars. DPP legislator Lin Zu-in convened the inaugural meeting of the Pan-Pacific Women Parliamentarians Alliance and Asian Women Parliamentarians Alliance at the legislature on Friday, April 24th. Members from all 3 parties, Deputy Foreign Minister Bao Xuan-ge, St. Lucia Ambassador Robert Kennedy Lewis, Belize Ambassador Catherine Megan, and Korean Mission in Taipei Acting Representative Ko Sang-wook, along with many other diplomatic representatives stationed in Taiwan, attended the meeting. Lin pointed out that Taiwan is not only the first country in Asia to legalize same-sex marriage, but also has a female legislatorship rate exceeding 40%. She said that this indicates that Taiwan has made significant progress and is at the forefront in the battle for gender equality. However, as a legislator on the National Defense and Foreign Affairs Committees, she said she noticed that among the legislature's social organizations, only the Taiwan Parliamentary Women's Sports Diplomacy Committee focuses on international connections on gender equality issues. Furthermore, she recently hosted a group of female political workers from South Korea, which inspired her to establish transnational alliances of female legislators. In his address, Deputy Foreign Minister Ge emphasized that the formal establishment of these 2 alliances symbolizes a significant step forward in Taiwan's parliamentary diplomacy and women's public participation. He said that he believes in the future Taiwan will be able to build closer and more proactive cooperation networks with more countries on issues such as democratic governance, women's empowerment, youth development, and regional cooperation, jointly contributing to regional progress and the well-being of all people. While attending the Dutch King's Day reception in Nangang, Taipei, Foreign Affairs Deputy Minister Wu Zizong expressed his gratitude for the deepening friendship between Taiwan and the Netherlands and thanked the Dutch Parliament for its unwavering support. In 2025, the Dutch House of Representatives passed 5 motions urging the Netherlands government to take concrete actions to support Taiwan, emphasizing that peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait are inseparable from European security. Wu stated that the collaboration between the Netherlands' Advanced Semiconductor Materials Lithography, or ASML, and Taiwan's TSMC is a model of bilateral cooperation, as is the partnership between Dutch company SMOR and TSMC. He expressed hope that Taiwan and the Netherlands, based on solid mutual trust, will continue to strengthen interaction and exchange in various fields, working together to contribute to the international community. The Netherlands office Taipei representative Bas Pullis said that this year's event, themed gezellig, meaning warmth and interpersonal connection, resonated with him after visiting Taiwan. He said he hopes future Taiwan-Netherlands cooperation will extend beyond trade and technology to include sustainable development, entrepreneurship, and cultural exchange, continuously strengthening ties between the two societies. The celebration was held in the POPOP Taipei, a restored bottle cap factory featuring semi-outdoor space. An outdoor bar and food trucks offered Dutch street food such as fries, bitters, and beer, creating a relaxed and open atmosphere. Regulations for processing potatoes imported from the United States have raised public concerns about food safety. Premier Zhou Rongtai's recent statement during a legislative session that customs would inspect each potato individually has also come under scrutiny. Previously, Taiwan's quarantine standards required that if any sprouting was detected in imported potatoes at the border, the entire shipment would typically be rejected and returned. However, under the latest Taiwan-U.S. Trade Agreement, ART, the U.S. requested relaxed standards. Now, if a small amount of sprouting occurs during transport in potatoes intended for processing, the entire container will no longer be automatically rejected. Instead, the shipment can be sent to a designated processing facility for sorting. Agriculture Minister Chen Junji explained the process further in an interview this Friday. He said that if, during border inspections when customs opens a container, sprouting is found, and after the importer submits a corrective plan that we approve, the shipment will be sent to a designated processing facility or location for inspection. At that point, each potato will be inspected individually under the supervision of quarantine personnel. However, there has been skepticism about whether such thorough inspections are feasible given current capacity. Chen added that the inspections conducted at designated processing facilities are still considered part of border inspection procedures. He emphasized that only after inspections are completed will a qualified quarantine certificate be issued, allowing the products to enter subsequent processing and production stages. NASA astronaut Kjell Lindgren, who was born in Taiwan, expressed strong affection for the island during his visit and highlighted Taiwan's potential role in the future of space exploration.
NASA astronaut Kjell Lindgren has been enjoying his trip to Taiwan, where he was born and lived for 2 years of his life. Returning to Taiwan after so long, he expressed his deep affection for the island. Lindgren's mother is Taiwanese and his father is Swedish-American. He credits his parents for supporting his dream of becoming an astronaut and participating in humanity's efforts to put man back on the moon. He also believes Taiwan has an important role in the future development of space exploration technology. Lindgren hopes that through this visit he can not only share his experiences, but also encourage people to shoot for the moon. Hannah Belinsky for RTI News.
Thanks for joining me for the news. I'm Michelle Chang. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.
You're tuning in to Radio Taiwan International, Taiwan's national broadcaster. Here at RTI, we have a range of entertaining and informative content for you to enjoy. You can find all of our content on our website at en.rti.org.tw. That's en.rti.org.tw for news, shows, and more. We're also on shortwave radio. If you're residing in South Asia, we broadcast from 1600 to 1700 UTC at 9405 kHz. From all of us here at RTI, we wish you a lovely day.